Hi, Aries. Rhonda here with your weekly reading. How are you this week? I hope you guys had a really great week. I really do. Hope you're doing well. Let me know how you're doing. Um, let's jump right in, shall we? So for your first card, you got the Queen of Winter in reverse. And the Queen of Winter is really about letting your emotions get the best of you. And, I have an Aries daughter, and so I know how that goes. The emotions go in and start going, and that's kind of the main focus. I'm so sorry. The dog's barking. I have somebody out in the hallway, and he hears them moving around, so he starts barking. So I apologize. Um, so it is easy to let ourselves get caught up in emotions and into that emotional thing. But we also, when we do that, we kind of have a tendency, there's a tendency to blow things out of proportion too when we let our emotions take over like that. And so just, be aware that, that's kind of something to keep your mind on, not letting those emotions take over and control things. The Queen of Winter in this position also could be that you're um, allowing relationships that you're in cloud your focus on other things, right? So be aware that, you know, um, especially like, when I think about that, I think about like new relationships or new marriages or, you know, budding romances, right? How we let ourselves get really caught up in that, and that's your only thing you focus on, but it could be any kind of relationship, really, right? You just kind of get caught up in that relationship. Maybe it's a new friend or whatever, right? You're just so caught up that you kind of start losing focus of other things. And so also be aware of that, right? Okay. But as your ally, did get the sacred union, which means that your relationships are strong and steady. Like, this is the stuff, right? This is like true blue, honest to God, good stuff, right? That's what that's about. And also, if you're not in a relationship or you don't have that close friendship or that close business relationship or whatever that you're looking for, remember that, a relationship with the divine is just an ask away, right? And so you're never alone, and you are always in that sacred union. Okay. So that's a beautiful ally for you. Okay. And then you got the Seven of Autumn in reverse. And the Seven of Autumn in reverse is about where your focus is, right? Like, so we were talking earlier about your focus, right? Like how your focus is being a little clouded, right? With the Queen of Winter in that position. And then this is going a little deeper into your focus and saying, what are you focusing on? And is that what you should be focusing on? Right? Really think about what it is that you're putting your energy into. And is it the right thing to be putting your energy into? Right? That's important, right? So, I'm gonna use my daughter as an example again. She's, you know, um, as I said, she's an Aries, and so I'm always telling her, don't worry about that. That's none of your business. That doesn't have anything to do with you. Don't worry about that, right? So, what are you putting your energy into? What are you putting your focus into? Is it really something that you need to be focusing on, right? And so, to go with that, you got Gaia's garden in reverse. And think about a garden, right? You have to take care of the garden. You can't just, put in a garden and just then let it be, right? You can't be lazy. You really have to take care of it. You have to go out, you have to water it, you have to weed it, you have to pick the right fruit. You can't sit there and just wait for it to fall off the tree. You have to give it tender, loving care, right? And so think about your time, your energy, your thoughts in that way, that's your garden. What are you going to do with it? Right? So think about that as you think about your focus and where you're putting your focus and where you can redirect it. Your thoughts are your garden, right? And so you need to take care of that. Really focus on the important things, right? Okay. And then you got the Five of Autumn also in reverse position, which, you know, sometimes and so this is really being, I'm being led to look at it from a materialistic standpoint. And that's first off because we're talking about autumn, and usually autumn cards are about materialism in some form, whether it's abundance or material form, jobs, that kind of thing. Um, and so let's think about that with our focus. Like, is your focus about really worrying about, oh my gosh, am I going to have enough of this, or am I going to have enough of that, or oh, I'm not good enough to get this, or I'm not good enough for that, or, and it can also be, um, looking at it from a spiritual context too, right? Like, am I focusing not, am I putting too much focus in my material world and not in my spirit, into my spiritual path? And so that's kind of, kind of where that thought, that card is playing out. Okay, so think about that too, about where those thoughts are. Are you putting too much of it into materiality in the material world, not enough into your spiritual well-being, right? And that, because that's also a good thing that we all need to focus on, right? Our spiritual well-being, not just our physical or mental, right? We need to focus on our spiritual well-being as well. And to help you with that, you got the Queen of Light as a challenger. And what she's challenging you to is about having authentic self-expression, right? Are you expressing yourself authentically? Are you really standing up for yourself and really standing your ground and doing everything that you can to let your truth be heard. And then she also, wants you to ask yourself not what love can do for you, but what can you give, right? She's a giver of light, right? And to remember that anything that is meant for you will come to you, right? So you don't have to worry about money, and you don't have to worry about anything, right? If it's meant to you, it'll come to you, and you'll always be provided for, right? Because you have that sacred union with the divine. So it all kind of leads back, right? About your focus and about your spiritual path, that connection with the divine, because that's kind of been threading through here too, about your focus, but also on your spiritual path. So think about that as you go through your week. And then for your healing with the fairies, you did get body movement. And I think next time I'm going to use something different besides these cards for you, but body movement is your card for healing with the fairies. Your physical body has its own life force and intelligence, and it's the same part of the elemental kingdom as the fairies. It's both childlike and demanding, as well as mature and insightful. This art card indicates that your body's wisdom, yes, this card indicates your body's wisdom, sorry, and asks that you, it kind of was worded funny, sorry, and asks that you honor your body's need for exercise and movement. Spend a moment asking your body what type of movement it desires. Does it want cardiovascular conditioning, such as jogging, a peaceful walk in nature, stretching or meditative activities in a yoga class, dancing to music? Listen to and follow with your body's answer. And I do want to say this too. Exercise is great for a lot of things. Number one, if you are letting your emotions kind of take over, like, movement is one of the best ways to control that. If you go to the doctor and you tell them you're depressed, the first thing they're going to tell you is start walking, right? That's one of the first things that they tell you to do is exercise. And because movement does change our vibration, okay? And so that's important for you too. And also, we were talking about, your spiritual path, but you also have to think about your body. We've talked about emotional and spiritual, and now we're talking about your body, right? Because it all goes hand in hand. You need, body, mind, spirit, all of that needs to be balanced and in alignment, right? So think about that and using that body movement to really help you if you're struggling with your emotions or you're trying to get focused on something. Also, sometimes if you need to get focused on something, sometimes just going for a walk, and letting your mind just kind of unfocus for a little bit, it's easier to then focus on what you need, right? Okay. And then you got the throat chakra card, honesty. Be conscious of the words you speak and ask yourself, do these words resonate with my highest truth? Honesty with yourself and others is a supreme form of respect. When you express yourself authentically, you come into divine flow. Ask yourself, who needs your truth and your honesty right now? Allow for the possibility that, in fact, you are the one who most needs to hear words in this moment. And I think this card goes right back to the Queen of the Light, right? About having that authentic truth, right? Expressing yourself authentically. That all comes from your throat chakra, right? So work with your throat chakra. Amazonite is a crystal for that, and blackberry is the herb. And that will help you come into that divine alignment too, right? And then for your intention card, you did get healed light. And the intention there is the light in me sees the light in others and connects with them there, raising the frequency of the planet toward universal healing. As the light in me heals and emerges, it naturally seeks and exalts the light in all who surround me. This process is my service to the planet. And scolecite is the stone, and blue tansy is the essential oil for that. That's a beautiful intention, isn't it? And I think that goes hand in hand. We were talking about being in sacred union with the divine and the queen of the light, and being in that divine union, right? That sacred union. And so being in that light, right? So that is a great intention to hold, especially if you're struggling emotionally and having a hard time focusing. Getting into that divine alignment of healed light is really going to be powerful for you. All right, Aries, that's all I have for you this week. I if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. You can also follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook and on Instagram, Bonadea Healing Arts. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can email me at bonadeahealingarts@gmail.com. And in the comment section, there is a link. I do accept free will donations for the readings I do here on YouTube. If you feel called, please donate. And that money just goes for more cards so we can have more fun. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a blessed rest of your week. And remember that I love you. I'll see you next time.